I was 14 years of age. I was playing rugby. I stumble and my leg straightens out and just goes straight through the hip, shatters my hip bone. I end up going to hospital. I think it was 2 weeks before I had my operation. I had the operation, came back out, everything was fine. Still couldn't walk properly. I ended up on crutches for about 2 years because the operation didn't take well enough. And essentially, what they told me was, we need to give you a hip operation to give you a new hip, but you haven't stopped growing for that to happen. And I went from doing all these different sports to absolutely nothing, which is dreadful. Never ever regretted the injury that I had. It closes a couple of doors, but it opens so many others. And as soon as I was forced to not do sports and sit down and actually pull out a textbook properly, I realized that I could actually do school. But it's all been very worthwhile to how I live my life now. And then when I was 16, I had a follow-up operation. I hadn't walked with confidence until the operation was done. So as soon as it was done, the very next day, they get you to walk. I was like, are you sure? That's a bit mad. Because that's how we get it done. That's the best way to recover. And I was like, I'll do anything. Honestly, it's been 2 years. Still on crutches, but walk and put weight on the leg. It would hurt, of course, painful for a short period of time, but then after that, fine. The body started to do what it needed to do, heal, and actually get back in shape. My outcome was, I want to be able to run on 2 feet. I want to be able to maybe not do rugby, but get back into martial arts at least and make things work again. But the fact I'm doing the things I'm doing now, I couldn't be more grateful for what Dr. Phil Thomas has done for me, honestly. He's an absolute legend. Just having faith in the people that know what they're doing. When I had the operation, I was told that the lifespan for a hip replacement is roughly 15 years. So to me, these questionnaires was something I was maybe going to have maybe on a yearly basis. And I would just fill it in. Perhaps every year it would start off relatively bad and then it would get progressively better and then reach a peak and then start to decline again. That's what I thought. But I only ever filled it out twice. I kind of want to keep filling them out. I hope that it goes to Phil Thomas and then that he can keep an eye on, like, even if it's just a yearly thing, you can scan it. Are there any red flags? Do we need to bring him in, have another x-ray? Does he need to have anything done to him, etc., etc.? Monitoring progress over the course of the 15-year period, potentially longer, depending on how long I actually get it to last. Don't know why they didn't keep doing them. I seemed like it was quite a useful tool to have, especially if the data was going to be collected and used for what I thought it was going to be used for. I know people would get in touch if they started having pain. For me, I get pain every now and again, but that's only because I push myself to the limits sometimes. But for others who might be older or might just start to feel pain, and through these surveys, you can keep tabs. It's one of those things, you don't look back. You don't want to poke the bear. You touch wood, you don't want to jinx it. You're very grateful for everything that happened, but at the same time, you're not going to complain about a tiny little bit of pain when you know what it's like to be on crutches and have a lot of pain every day. I know 10 years down the line, I don't know what's happening. Am I going to get called in for an x-ray or something like that? Is it my job to get in contact when the pain starts? I imagine so. How will I know if when I actually start to need another operation? I hope I'll never need another operation. Hopefully it just lasts forever. Dr. Phil Thomas wants me to essentially wrap myself up in bubble wrap. And I feel like most surgeons do. They've just fixed you. They don't want you to break yourself again. You're perfect now. I did that. I really like my work. Don't mess it up. But the thing is, you want to try and not maybe mess it up, but you want to try and push the limits and try to get back to a sense of where you used to be. Or for me, that was sports and competitions. And for others, that might be going for long walks or going swimming. It's got potential to make a difference in somebody because they know and realize that the person cares. The medical professional wants to make sure that you're okay. They care about you as a person and you in terms of your ability and your body as well. So like, it's a feel-good factor. It makes you feel like you're getting the right treatment when you're in hospital as well as afterwards. I think they should continue with them and just having it automated. You don't even have to get contact afterwards. Just do the questionnaire. You know in yourself whether you filled it out to flag something. Get a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being worst pain, 1 being not. If you put it as 9 or 10, you want it to be flagged, and it should. But I do hope that they do them once a year just for people who have had hip operations, know that it's a 15-year period, and that someday they're going to need another one, if that be the case.